As artificial intelligence continues to permeate industries, concerns have arisen regarding its implications for creative professions, particularly in the realm of voice acting. Hank Azaria, a veteran actor known for his work on The Simpsons, has expressed his apprehension about the potential for AI to replicate his iconic character voices. In a thoughtful opinion piece for the New York Times, Azaria reflects on the unique qualities that distinguish human voice acting from AI-generated performances, emphasizing that the essence of a character goes far beyond mere sound. Azaria, who has lent his voice to over 100 characters on The Simpsons over nearly 4 decades, acknowledges the technical prowess of AI, suggesting that it may soon be capable of mimicking the sounds of beloved characters like Mos Eisley and Chief Wiggum. However, he is quick to assert that AI cannot capture the humanness that underpins these voices. "There's so much of who I am that goes into creating a voice," he notes, highlighting the emotional and physical investment that voice actors bring to their performances. The craft of voice acting, Azaria explains, involves much more than vocal mimicry. It requires a physicality that breathes life into characters. Azaria recalls his early experiences in the studio, where he watched fellow voice actors such as Dan Castellaneta and Harry Shearer fully embody their roles through exaggerated gestures and emotional expressions. This commitment to performance is a hallmark of voice acting that Azaria believes AI cannot replicate. The body and soul part will be harder, he states, indicating that while AI may excel at producing sounds, it lacks the capacity for genuine emotional expression. In addition to physicality, Azaria emphasizes the importance of improvisation in voice acting, noting that the natural rhythm and spontaneity of dialogue are difficult for AI to mimic. "It's hard to imagine a computer being able to mimic that rhythm," he reflects. The nuances that arise from human interaction, interruptions, timing, and emotional shifts, are elements that contribute to the authenticity of a performance, making it relatable and engaging for audiences. As he delves into his own creative process, Azaria illustrates how his personal experiences and memories inform his character work. For example, the voice of Mo was born from his interpretation of a young Al Pacino modified to create the gravelly persona of the frustrated bartender. This blend of inspiration and personal history is what gives voice acting its depth, something AI-generated voices may lack. "If AI tries to recreate one of my voices, what will the lack of humanness sound like?" he questions, pondering the potential disconnect audiences may feel. While Azaria acknowledges the advancements in AI technology, he expresses skepticism about its ability to fully replace human performers. He fears that audiences may notice something amiss in AI-generated content, similar to the way one can detect subpar dialogue or awkward character interactions in poorly crafted films. He argues that the artistry of voice acting involves a level of craftsmanship that AI is unlikely to achieve in the near future. Despite his concerns, Azaria also recognizes that AI may offer new possibilities for creative expression. He muses about the potential for AI to enhance performances, allowing for multiple takes and variations that could assist voice actors in their work. However, he remains firm in his belief that the heart and soul of a performance will always require a human touch. AI can make the sound, but it will still need people to make the performance, he asserts. As the landscape of entertainment evolves, the debate surrounding AI's role in creative professions is set to intensify. Azaria's reflections serve as a poignant reminder of the irreplaceable qualities that human actors bring to their craft. While AI may offer tools for innovation, the essence of storytelling, with its emotional depth and authenticity, remains rooted in the human experience. The future may see a coexistence of AI and human talent, but one thing remains clear: the artistry of voice acting is a uniquely human endeavor that cannot be fully replicated by machines in a rapidly evolving global landscape. The interplay between economic policies and international relations continues to capture headlines. Recently, the United States has made significant moves in its trade relations with both Canada and Mexico, while also facing a retaliatory response from China regarding tariffs. These developments not only reflect the shifting dynamics of international trade but also underscore the intricate balancing act that governments must perform in managing economic interests and diplomatic relations. On February 4, 2025, President Trump announced a temporary halt to tariffs on Canada and Mexico, responding to new border security proposals from both countries. This decision marks a notable shift in U.S. trade policy, which has been characterized by escalating tariffs and trade tensions over the past few years. According to the White House, the new plans from Canada and Mexico aimed at enhancing border security were deemed adequate to warrant a re-evaluation of the previously imposed tariffs. This is a step towards strengthening our partnerships with our North American neighbors while ensuring that we prioritize security, said a White House official familiar with the negotiations. The suspension of tariffs is expected to foster more robust economic ties and potentially stimulate trade flows between the U.S. and its northern neighbors. Trade between the U.S. and Canada alone was valued at over $700 billion in 2023, and both countries stand to benefit from reduced trade barriers. However, the broader implications of this policy shift remain to be seen, particularly as it comes at a time when the U.S. is also grappling with mounting trade tensions with other nations, most notably China. In a swift response to the recent tariff suspension, China announced its own set of levies on U.S. imports, escalating the ongoing trade conflict that has persisted since the beginning of the Trump administration. This move demonstrates China's determination to protect its economic interests in the face of what it perceives as aggressive U.S. trade policies. As part of this escalation, China imposed tariffs on a range of U.S. goods, including agricultural products and technology components, which could have significant repercussions for American exporters. China will not sit idly by as its market share is threatened by unilateral U.S. actions, remarked a spokesperson from the Chinese Ministry of Commerce. This tit-for-tat strategy reflects a broader trend in economic diplomacy where countries leverage trade policies as tools of political negotiation. Experts suggest that the recent developments highlight a critical juncture in U.S. trade policy, where the potential for cooperation with neighboring countries may be undermined by the continuing friction with China. While the suspension of tariffs on Canada and Mexico is a positive step for North American trade, the renewed hostilities with China could complicate these gains, said Dr. Emily Chen, an economist specializing in international trade relations. As the global economy continues to grapple with the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, the ramifications of these trade policies will likely extend beyond immediate economic impacts. Stakeholders in various sectors from agriculture to technology will need to navigate the complexities of a changing trade environment, while policymakers will be tasked with finding a balance between protecting domestic interests and fostering international cooperation. Looking ahead, the next moves from both the U.S. and China will be critical in shaping the future of global trade. As nations reassess their economic strategies in response to shifting geopolitical landscapes, the potential for both conflict and collaboration remains high. The coming weeks will be pivotal in determining whether the recent thaw in U.S. Canada-Mexico relations can be sustained in the face of ongoing tensions, with China setting the stage for a new chapter in international trade dynamics. In a dramatic display of tension between politics and media, former President Donald Trump recently aired his grievances against the Wall Street Journal while hosting Rupert Murdoch in the Oval Office. This unexpected confrontation unfolded as Trump signed an executive order aimed at establishing a sovereign wealth fund, a move he believes could position the U.S. to acquire a stake in TikTok, currently owned by the Chinese tech company ByteDance. The meeting, which also included Oracle founder Larry Ellison, was intended to focus on the economic implications of the new executive order. However, it quickly turned into a platform for Trump to express his displeasure with the Wall Street Journal's editorial stance. The president's frustrations stem from a series of critical pieces published by the journal, particularly one that denounced his tariff threats against Canada, Mexico, and China as the dumbest trade war in history. This editorial, which appeared just days before the Oval Office signing, has reportedly intensified Trump's animosity toward the publication, which he accused of being part of a tariff lobby. In a moment that drew laughter from reporters present, Trump remarked, "I'm gonna have to talk to him about that," referring to Murdoch and the journal's editorial. He emphasized his belief that the countries involved were eager to negotiate, countering the journal's portrayal of his policies as misguided. Every single country that you're writing about right now is dying to make a deal because the deals they have right now are so good, Trump asserted, indicating that he views the trade relationships as skewed in favor of foreign nations. The tension between Trump and Murdoch's media empire has been palpable over the years. Following Trump's tumultuous exit from the White House, Murdoch's outlets, particularly Fox News, have had a conflicted relationship with the former president. While Fox has largely provided a supportive platform for Trump, the Wall Street Journal has taken a more critical approach, challenging Trump on key issues such as his response to the January 6 insurrection and his controversial appointments. In recent months, the relationship has further deteriorated, with Trump expressing his displeasure over what he perceives as Murdoch's hesitance to fully endorse his narrative regarding the 2020 election. Following the Journal's publication of a poll questioning Trump's cognitive fitness, Trump responded with indignation, challenging Murdoch to an acuity test. This exemplifies the increasingly fraught dynamics between the former president and the media mogul. As Trump continues to navigate a political landscape marked by his ongoing influence within the Republican Party and potential aspirations for a return to the presidency, the implications of his public disputes with media figures like Murdoch cannot be understated. The former president's rhetoric serves not only to rally his base but also to signal a broader conflict of ideologies within conservative media. Looking ahead, it remains to be seen how these tensions will impact Trump's political trajectory and whether the Wall Street Journal will adjust its editorial approach in response to the former president's criticisms. As Trump reshapes his narrative and seeks to consolidate support among his followers, the intersection between his policies, media coverage, and public perception will undoubtedly continue to evolve. In an escalating tit-for-tat between the United States and China, recent developments have seen Beijing intensifying scrutiny of major American tech firms including Google, Nvidia, and Intel. This move appears strategically timed as trade tensions heighten following the implementation of new tariffs by President Donald Trump, which have reignited fears of a full-blown trade war between the two economic giants. On February 4, China's State Administration for Market Regulation (SAMR) announced the revival of antitrust investigations targeting Google, focusing on its Android operating system and its impact on Chinese smartphone manufacturers like Oppo and Xiaomi. This investigation, which had previously been shelved, signals a renewed effort by Chinese regulators to assert control over American technology in a market where foreign influence has been a contentious issue. According to Lu Su, a researcher at the National Strategy Institute of Tsinghua University, these investigations may be part of China's broader retaliatory measures in response to Trump's tariffs. Using antitrust investigations as a tool in trade negotiations might not be the best way to protect Chinese companies hit by U.S. tariffs. It would inevitably spark controversy, he noted. In addition to Google, Nvidia is also under scrutiny, with SAMR previously announcing an investigation in December. The nature of the probe into Intel remains unclear, but it is expected to be influenced by the current state of U.S.-China relations, particularly as President Xi Jinping and Trump are set to speak soon. The investigations could lead to significant repercussions for these companies, potentially affecting their market access in one of their largest international markets and resulting in fines based on global revenues. The timing of these investigations is particularly critical, as the Biden administration had recently tightened export controls on advanced chips aimed at curbing China's growing capabilities in artificial intelligence. Nvidia, which derives a substantial portion of its revenue from China, 13% in the first 3 quarters of 2024, found itself caught off guard by the sudden announcement of the antitrust investigation, especially after executives had met with Chinese officials mere days prior to the disclosure. The broader implications of these actions are significant, with China being Intel's largest market, accounting for 29% of its global revenue, with $15.5 billion in sales recorded in 2024. The stakes are high. Google's situation is complicated by the fact that while its search engine is blocked in China, the company still profits from Chinese businesses that advertise abroad. The Asia-Pacific region contributed 17% to Alphabet sales in 2023, underscoring the importance of this market. Simultaneously, China has announced new tariffs on U.S. goods affecting approximately $14 billion worth of imports, including liquefied natural gas and cars. This latest retaliation, described by some analysts as not an escalatory response, seems aimed at keeping the door open for negotiations rather than provoking further conflict. Chris Better of GAFCL noted, "They are clearly aiming for negotiations and a deal," suggesting a desire to de-escalate tensions. The intricate dance of regulatory scrutiny and tariffs highlights the delicate balance both nations must navigate. As the investigations unfold and the economic landscape shifts, the global tech industry watches closely, acutely aware that the outcomes will likely reverberate far beyond the borders of the US and China. As both nations prepare for high-stakes discussions, the future remains uncertain. Economists express skepticism about the potential for a resolution, noting that the likelihood of an agreement to avoid tariffs appears limited. However, the ongoing dialogue between Xi and Trump may provide a glimmer of hope amid rising tensions. The coming days and weeks will be crucial in determining whether these investigations and tariffs will escalate into a more profound conflict or pave the way for a new chapter in US-China relations. In a tragic incident that has sent shockwaves through the Swedish city of Örebro, at least 6 individuals have been hospitalized following a shooting at an education center. Authorities have confirmed that all the injured parties are adults, and there are concerns that the number of casualties may rise as the police continue their investigation. Disturbingly, early reports suggest that the suspected shooter, a male, may also be among the injured. The shooting occurred in the late afternoon, prompting an immediate and robust response from local law enforcement. As the situation unfolded, police indicated that they were conducting a raid on a property believed to be associated with the suspect. However, details regarding the age, background of the injured, and the potential motive behind the attack remain scarce. The absence of clear information has led to heightened anxiety within the community as residents await further updates. This incident is part of a broader conversation about rising violence in educational institutions across the globe, raising questions about safety protocols and mental health support systems. The shooting in Örebro highlights the urgent need for comprehensive measures to prevent such tragedies and protect students and staff alike. As details continue to emerge, local authorities are focusing on piecing together the circumstances surrounding the attack. The incident has prompted discussions about possible preventive strategies that could be implemented to safeguard educational environments against violence. The community is left grappling with the implications of this shooting, both in terms of immediate safety and the long-term impact on the local education system and public trust. Looking ahead, there is a pressing need for increased dialogue about the factors contributing to violence in schools, including mental health resources, community engagement, and the role of law enforcement in ensuring safety. As investigations continue, the residents of Örebro and beyond will be hoping for clarity and action that can help prevent such incidents in the future. In a vibrant showcase of indie music, the Cabin Fever music series at Beaver Station Cultural and Events Center is set to feature Paging Dr. Moon, a 5-member band known for their eclectic blend of jazz-infused alternative rock. The concert, scheduled for this Friday, promises to be an engaging experience reflecting the band's unique sound and dynamic stage presence. Paging Dr. Moon formed in 2020 under the leadership of Kirsten Hybert, who serves as the vocalist and guitarist. The current lineup, which solidified in 2022, includes Reed Worth vocals, guitar and synthesizers, Christian Hoffman guitar, Derek Martin bass, and Spencer Riccocci drums. Describing their music, Hybert shares, "We are a jazz-haven indie band with an alternative soul and sound." Further elaborating on their style as a fusion of neo-psychedelia, post-rock elements, and the spontaneous essence of a jam band. Their compositions are characterized by emotional nuance and intricate musicality, aiming to create a rich auditory experience for listeners. The band has garnered attention across the region, performing at notable events such as the Three Rivers Arts Festival and the Millvale Music Festival. Their journey has included supporting renowned acts like Ghost Note and Oh He Dead, showcasing their versatility and appeal within the indie music scene. Their discography includes a full album, 3 EPs and several singles, with recent releases like Scars earning significant radio play and accolades, including recognition as WYEP's Artist of the Week. As they prepare for their performance at Beaver Station, Paging Dr. Moon is enthusiastic about connecting with a new audience. You can expect a lot of dancing and jamming. They promise emphasizing their goal of fostering a lively atmosphere where attendees can leave with a sense of joy and connection. Hybrid expresses particular excitement about performing outside the city, noting, "Making our way around the region these past few years has been so rewarding, and we love to meet music lovers." Concertgoers can expect a vibrant evening with doors opening at 7 p.m. and the performance commencing at 8 p.m. Tickets are available for $35 with a promotional code offering a discount, and complimentary refreshments will be provided, enhancing the overall experience. As the indie music landscape continues to evolve, bands like Paging Dr. Moon exemplify the spirit of innovation driving this genre. Their upcoming performance not only highlights their growth as artists but also underscores the importance of live music in fostering community connections. With an ever-growing repertoire and an eagerness to share their latest work, Paging Dr. Moon is poised to leave a lasting impression at Beaver Station, inviting attendees to immerse themselves in a night of musical exploration and enjoyment.